Hello, Hammer Pattern subscribers, and welcome to New Year, New Archon, featuring the My Face is Your Face Metal Archon sculpt from 3rd edition Dark Eldar for Warhammer 40,000. Drukhari Archons represent sinister kingpins, malevolent pirates, mustache-twirling villains, and other nefarious types of criminals and evil masterminds. And I would like to think that each one of my Archons embodies this principle. Flowing capes, racks of trophies, scars, and sinister-looking weapons are the accoutrements of these villains. So I've gone through many Archons over the years using kits from Fantasy or Age of Sigmar, parts from other armies, and other drukhari kits, as well as doing extremely heavy conversions like this one here. But every once in a while, I like to start the year or the edition with a new Archon. And it's been a while since I've made one. My main two Archons this edition has been Sword Rock Pointy Guy, and this is the newest one, and I'm very proud of him. But to start this year, we are going back to basics, and we're painting the My Face is Your Face Metal Archon from 3rd edition. This guy is the perfect example of old drukhari design philosophy. Weird, creepy face, giant hat, oversized weapon, big hair, and a little pistol. I never had this model when I was growing up with my Dark Eldar, but I got gifted this recently as an Eldar player got it in a trade, and she did not need it and asked me if I wanted it, and I said absolutely yes please. Of course I need another Archon. But really, this was a piece of history that I wanted to be able to paint and sort of have, as these guys are probably pretty hard to come by. For painting, I started off with a dry brush of titanium white from Pro Acryl. I used Games Workshop Leviathan Purple for all of the armor. It's pretty similar to the non-contrast paint that I use for the rest of my drukhari army, and it does stay in line with my overall paint scheme. I used Mephiston Red for the cape, and Incubi Darkness for the non-armor parts on the Archon. Everything that was metal got a coat of bright brass to make this Archon look shiny and regal. For the hair, I was actually testing out a new paint. I was hoping that it was going to be a little bit more mint colored, but this green contrast paint or speed paint did look very nice once it was applied. Because I use a very fluorescent paint that requires a white base, I covered anything that was tubes or energy cells with a coat of titanium white, so that when I painted over it with the floor neon green, that it would look nice and glowy. I mixed some Leviathan purple with some Warlord purple, which is a very hot pink, to get a little bit of a color differential on the armor plates and give it some more visual interest. For the My Face is Your Face face mask, I used Caramborg Crimson as a wash, and then a couple of different whites and cream colors to pick out highlights and edges on the mask. As well as giving a wash of Caramborg Crimson on the cloak and highlighting with Troll Slayer Orange. For the claws of the gauntlet, or the agonizer, I used a color shift paint. I did not use an airbrush because I don't own an airbrush, so I just stippled it on and made sure to sort of clear off any gunk that was building up, and the overall effect is pretty good. For most of the metallics, I did a little highlight of gold and silver to give it some more visual detail. And the vials, glowing goo, and energy parts of all of the weapons is Green Stuff World's Fluorescent Lime, which is one of my favorite paints to paint with. I used Coelia Green Shade to give the hair some visual interest as well. And after that, it was time for highlights and cleanup and a little tuft of grass for the base, and the My Face is Your Face Archon is done. So thank you for checking out this hobby vlog featuring the old 3rd edition My Face is Your Face Drukhari or Dark Eldar Archon. I hope you enjoyed this little glimpse into my painting philosophy and into my collection of eclectic Archons from across the years. This has been Lane with Hammer Pattern, thanking you for checking this out, and I'll see you on the next video.